Good evening. This is the video newsletter for buysellshort.com for Thursday, July 17th. Last couple of days, huge rally in the market, driven in part by the forced short covering in the financial stocks. Also helping was a nice tank in oil prices. Could the oil top finally be in? Uh, Here we have the Dow 15-minute chart. After all this excitement over the last couple of days, we're just back to where we were a week ago, and we're still below the breakout point I had mentioned, 11,400. We did make it above the 200-day moving average, which is why we got that extra 200-point oomph. But for now, no matter what was happening tomorrow, we were likely going to retrace or be flat just because it's options expiration and the size of the rally. After hours earnings from Microsoft and Google down $50 a share, pretty much cemented that fact that tomorrow is probably going to be weak, at least on the open. If we flip actually over to the Google chart really quick, mentioned this on Sunday as a breakdown alert with a 485 target. Stock hit that today for $50 gain. I mean, you can't argue with that at all. Even though a lot of people just played it on paper, it's still, check the chart. I mean, everything was perfect for this one and came to fruition. On a side note, another short to keep an eye on here is CPST, Capstone Turbine, up massive this year, but its market cap $500 million, still unprofitable, has a bunch of traders that are in love with the stock now, which is always a sign of a top. We've got a head and shoulders formation here. Breakdown on this one would be 320. Looks like we're getting ready now to form the right shoulder on this head and shoulder formation. Target medium term would be a move to the 200-day moving average. So you're looking at 220 to 260 as a target on the downside. Just another one to, if you're not inclined to short, just keep an eye on it, and you will see how this will come to pass over the next few weeks, and perhaps good learning exercise along with Google. Back to the index charts. Here we have the Dow daily chart. We made it all the way back to the 20-day exponential. That's our favorite trade. Snapback rallies to the 20-day exponential. We still have resistance at 11,600. That's the upper limit of the bullish falling wedge we're still in. So we may see some chop, or we're probably going to see some chop lower before we make an attempt at breaking this. Support now is the 8-day moving average. That is around 11,200. Positive MACD crossover today. Stochastics look good. On balance volume looks good, but given the after hours earnings news and options expiration, I wouldn't expect much from the market tomorrow. Oil chart, I would say odds are 90% we saw the high in oil last week in the 146 area, unless of course we go to war at Iran or someone bombs them. Broke the 50-day moving average. We actually had our first close below the 50-day moving average since January. Great sign here. Might see them try and push back into this one tomorrow, but I'd be looking for this one to move back towards the 200-day moving average over the next few weeks. So 105. Price is ridiculous. Demand destruction is ongoing despite what they are saying, the oil bulls. Natural gas supplies up huge, crude oil supplies up, gasoline supplies up, and they say there's no demand destruction. Prices have gotten way out of control. What's been happening over the last week or so are the crooks like Goldman Sachs, etc., distributing to the sheeple who've been in buying everything oil they can. A lot of the momentum oil plays have head and shoulders formation throughout. Another bearish sign for oil when you start seeing a bunch of its participants posting bearish head and shoulders formations. But anyways, bullish percent index called the top on this one last month in June. Said here early in the week that we got to the 20s, which was a buy zone, and we've had a nice snapback rally in the Nasdaq. Really, we'd love to see this one move down to the 22, 23 area if we do see a decent sell-off in tech stocks over the next couple of days, because that would really cement the lows for a rally. We had the same thing happen back in March. We had a bounce and then another big dump. So maybe we'll have that happen again here. New plays, Circuit City is on watch here. Stock's been decimated over the last month. It's bounced back nicely over the last couple of days. We did get a close over the 8-day moving average. Was a small nibble play in the chat room today at 215. Would look to add to the position under 206. And target here is a move to at least 250 to 270 plus over the next couple of weeks. 20-day exponential target. RSI coming out of the basement. Stochastics about ready to break a long-term downtrend line since the sell-off began back in March. So very, very small risk play here. Napster, NAPS, $63 million in cash, no debt, market cap is $50 million, and it's a positive cash flow company, meaning positive cash flow, which means they're actually making more money as we go by. So you've got a company that's got 700,000 plus subscribers, trading below cash and valuing its actual company at zero. They don't get any cheaper than this. Bounce back target 20-day 125, 38% fib retracements, the 129 area. RSI is deeply oversold. Stochastics deeply oversold. So needless to say, risk reward is pretty attractive here on this one, and we've got earnings in a week, so we should get a nice earnings pop into this one. That is pretty much it for the video tonight. Gonna be choppy tomorrow, but stuff is starting to move. There has not been a lot of alerts yet, but the market is getting healthier, believe it or not. So chart plays are starting to work a lot better than they have over the last month. So there should be a lot more trading alerts going out, and of course lots of scalp plays in the chat room. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.